Hello, beautiful people. Samson Williams here. And today we're going to talk about what happens at the top of the career ladder or the top of the corporate ladder. This is also a follow-up. This is actually a follow-up to a video I made 2 years ago. And we're going to share that with you. I'll send you a link. But recently, my brother from another mother, he was like, yo, how do I pivot? What do I do in my career? He's 39, 40 years old. He's been in the game 15, 20 years. He's been at the top of his game for the last 5. And he's like, I'm out. I'm ready to leave. How do I do that? And so hopefully you can see my screen correctly, because we talked about the corporate ladder and what's at the top of the corporate ladder. What's actually at the top of the corporate ladder? You might not know this, but prepare to get your socks knocked off. It's entrepreneurship. Excellent. Now, so at the top of the corporate ladder is entrepreneurship. To understand how that is, you got to understand the corporate ladder. The first bottom rung of the corporate ladder is this automation. So before, in the back in the day, if you were out of high school, you could get a job, you could have a family, you could make a living. Now, not so much. We've automated the first 10 years of the corporate ladder, so that the actual entry level is you need 10 years of experience. So at the mid-management, you can't actually start until you have 15 years of experience. And so people are living longer, refusing to die. Senior management refuses to die. And so they want to have 20 years of experience. And these guys up here are typically guys with 25 plus years of experience. And so that's the corporate ladder right now. You don't actually want to do that. You're an 80s baby. You're a geriatric millennial like myself. I'm a 1980s baby, the best decade in the history of mankind, best year and decade. And so now, let's say you're 40 years old. You've been in the game a hot minute. You're somewhere over here. Let's put this in red. This is you. You are here, right? And because you're here, you're thinking, what do I want to do? What I want to get, I want to get off of this corporate ladder, because at the top of corporate ladder, they're going to give you a gold watch. This is a Fitbit, but that's okay. They're going to give you a gold watch and kick you out. Because at the top of the corporate ladder, you either get a parachute, you either have your own parachute, or you get kicked out. That's it. You can't walk down or climb back down the corporate ladder. You got to pivot. So this is the pivot conversation. How do you pivot? Let's slide on over to here and let's talk about the pivot. So you're probably going to want to pivot out of your industry into a new industry. How do you pivot out of your industry into a new industry? It's a very long, complicated conversation. We're going to have a master class about it. So I just want to give you 2 options for pivoting. 1, start over. I can feel you and hear you cringe. So if you want to start over, do you want to go all the way back to the bottom of the ladder in a completely new discipline? Probably not. So if you don't want to start over, you start up. And a startup is a startup, meaning you're going to go work for a startup. Working for a startup, it is a crazy, deliriously complicated journey. You take all of the infrastructure support and rigors you've had for the last 15, 20, 30 years, and you throw them out the window. Because when you walk into corporate America, the only thing they expect you to do in the first day is learn about how to set your password and information security. Whereas the first day at a startup, you need to know your entire job front to back. You might not be mentally prepared to do that. So there is a third option, invest. You might want to be an angel investor, an accredited investor. You might want to invest into the startups here, but you might not have the money or the experience. What does that actually mean? Because now you're pulling out money from your own pocket. There is that 4th option. I very rarely mentioned it, where you mentor. But do you actually want to mentor, or do you want to get into the trenches? So I'm going to put a pause on this, because we're going to have to make a video about this. It's a little bit longer, that dives into these details. So when we're talking about the corporate ladder, particularly for you 80 babies, just like myself, I know you want to pivot. You're dropping into my DMs. You're saying, Samson, I'm tired of this rigmarole. I cannot stand another fucking quarterly review peer review, not peer review, annual review. When the when whoever is a one is already set, whoever is a two is already set. Most people are threes. Everyone else is who's a four. We just fire them, right? You hate that cycle. You hate building other people's dreams, other people's helping other people reach their maximum human capacity at the lack of achieving your own or even pursuing your own. So this is what we want to talk about. We'll have to make a longer video. I just wanted to share this thought with you because at the top of the corporate ladder is entrepreneurship. You can't climb back down. You got to get the fuck off. If you don't have your own parachute, well, good luck, because it's not the fall that kills you. It's that rapid deceleration into reality. It's like, oh my God. So right now, you got four options. Think on these. We'll have a follow-up video. In the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. And as always, you can follow me on the internet at Hustle Fund Baby. So that's it for the moment. I'll be right back with you in a few with a longer detailed conversation because I'm going to go talk to my buddy who's thinking about that career pivot and give him some really, really bad advice. So till then, stay awesome. Peace out.